What's up everybody, welcome to RebelTech. Now if you're big into gaming, a mechanical keyboard is almost a must-have item. But the thing is, they're still kinda expensive. Yes, they are getting cheaper, but not what you would call affordable. That's why most people starting out or who just don't have enough money are going for the normal membrane keyboards because you still have to get a mouse along with the keyboard. But now these last few years, hybrid or mechanical keyboards have been coming out and they are usually not that expensive. That's what we are going to check out today. So CoolerMaster has recently released their MasterSet keyboard and mouse combo. The combo is retailing for around 1,000 Rand on RebelTech here in South Africa or $80 on Amazon. So it's not really that expensive, but is it worth it? So let's find out. Do you live in South Africa and want to get yourself some awesome new gaming products? Well, check out RebelTech. They have extremely low prices and stock all the major brands like Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, Corsair and many more. You're also able to get yourself a free copy of Middle-earth Shadow of War when purchasing any NVIDIA GTX 1080, 1080 Ti graphics cards or selected laptops or systems. So check out the link in the video description to go visit RebelTech and get yourself a free game. Firstly, let's take a look at the MS120's mouse, which does feel very nice in your hand. You have a slight curve for your thumb, but unfortunately no grip. You do still get two thumb buttons, but unfortunately they are non-programmable, so it's fixed to forwards and backwards. They will still work fine for gaming, but for any other productivity work, they might not be as useful. On the right side, you get a very comfortable ring finger and pinky rest, with the pinky rest having that rubber grip, which you didn't have on the left side. Now, I know not everybody likes these because they make the mouse very bulky, but personally for me, I do like the ergonomic design. As for the left and the right mouse buttons, they feature Omron 10M micro switches, which are decent enough and won't be too heavy, but you can feel that it's a bit on the cheaper side. Next up, the scroll wheel, which is illuminated, but it's a bit on the dimmer side. The grip is also transparent, which you don't really see on a lot of modern mice, but the scroll wheel does feel nice and quick. Just behind the scroll wheel, you get the 4-level DPI selection switch that allows you to switch between 500, 750, 1500, and 3500 DPI. Now, these are fixed, so you won't be able to change them, but when you're switching between the DPI levels, you do change the color of the scroll wheel and the ring around the logo, which is weirdly not illuminated. But there is a third lighting zone around the bottom of the palm rest. Taking a look underneath the mouse, you get 3 glide pads that are reasonably smooth and the Avogadro 3050 optical sensor. The sensor is pretty good for the price, being reasonably accurate, but does having somewhat of a high liftoff distance. And finally, the cable is non-braided and is 1.8 meters or 5.9 feet long. Now we get into the keyboard. The MS120 features CoolerMaster's mechanical switches that are kinda like membrane switches trying to be mechanical switches, but can't really get there entirely. Don't get me wrong, they are a lot better than standard membrane switches, but it just makes me kind of want a true mechanical keyboard even more. But the thing is, mechanical keyboards are more expensive, so if you are on a tight budget, these might be a good second. Now, how the mechanical keyboard work is you have the transparent support housing that lets all the RGB goodness shine through and also keeps everything secure. Then you get the spring and the tactile plunger. The MasterSet switches are different than the previous switches that you found in the Master Keys Lite or like the Devastator 2. These new keys are a lot louder. So if you are a fan of loud MX Blue switches, you might like these. But if you don't, then this keyboard might not be for you. So here's a quick sound test. Still being kinda like a mechanical keyboard, you do still get the Cherry MX compatible keycaps, so you can get some other custom ones to spice your keyboard up a bit more. Like I said, the mechanical switches does feel kinda like mechanical switches, but it does feel a lot more on the plastic side. I'm not a fan of how loud these are, but they do feel a lot better than normal membrane keys. You do feel the tactile bump and the actuation force is not too heavy. And also these mechanical switches have a much longer per key lifespan with over 50 million key presses. So that's much longer than a standard membrane switch. Now the RGB is probably the thing that is going to catch your eye immediately when looking at this keyboard. It's very bright, and with the white transparent cover underneath the keys, it helps spread the RGB lighting evenly through all of the keys. So you do get a beautiful backlit keyboard. Now the MasterSet does not have any software that you need to install on your PC. Everything is done on the keyboard itself. You do also get a few different lighting effects that you can apply to the keyboard. Firstly, you can turn off the backlight entirely. You can also select the exact color you would want with the red, green and blue options, all three of them having 5 levels of intensity. You do also have some standard pre-made effects like wave, react, color cycle, static, and then also some other ones like zigzag, and then some ones I don't really know what to call them. But with some of these effects like wave, you are also able to change the direction and speed of the effect to mix it up a bit. Some other functions the keyboard has as well is the 1x or 8x mode that just speeds up the command inputs. You also have the keyboard lock and the Windows lock option as well, so you can mash on the keyboard without activating any of the keys. And then finally, you do also have some media keys, which is always very handy. Taking a look underneath the MS120, you get the flip out keyboard feet with rubber grips, and then also at the bottom you get another 2 rubber grips to prevent any slip on a smooth surface. As for the cable, it is the same as the mouse. You get a 1.8 meter or 5.9 feet non-braided cable. Now, gaming on the MasterSet MS120 was enjoyable, even though I'm not a fan of how loud the switches are. The mouse had okay tracking and the ergonomic design was very comfortable. The lift-off distance, however, was a bit too high for me, especially when playing on a low DPI. As for the keyboard, it was okay as well. I did, however, had a problem with the W and A keys, which didn't always want to work properly. But if you do get something like this, you just return it and they should be able to give you a new one. Now again, the entire keyboard does feel very plasticky. I know it's not that expensive, but I feel that it could have been a bit higher quality. So this is a decent enough keyboard and mouse combo for the price. If you do like the loud switches, RGB and a big comfy mouse, you can definitely check this one out. But personally, I would rather have gone for something like the Red Dragon Vara full mechanical keyboard, which still has that loud switches if you do like them. And then if you like the shape of the MS120's mouse, you can go for CoolerMaster's Master Mouse MM520, which is almost the exact same shape, but just has a better sensor. Now, you won't have that fancy RGB, but you do have a full mechanical keyboard and a better mouse. In the end, they do cost a bit more. You're paying about 200 Rand more for the Vara and the MM520. But I know RebelTech runs a lot of specials on the Red Dragon Vara mechanical keyboard, so you should be able to save a bit there. But now again, the MS120 combo isn't that bad. I just think I would personally rather spend my money on something that I know would perform better for me. And that's it for this review on the CoolerMaster MS120. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, share, comment like always. Also, if you're looking to buy the MS120 for yourself, you can go check it out on RebelTech or on Amazon, which is both linked in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will check all of you next time. Cheers, guys.